called a super scooper. At around $30 million, it's one of the most expensive aerial firefighting aircraft ever made.
It's literally a boat with giant wings, and it's built like a tank. It looks like no other plane in the world.
The CL-415 Enhanced Aerial Firefighter can scoop and drop 1,400 gallons of water on wildfires in a matter of minutes. Compare that to this 1970s plane, which could only drop 200 gallons of water at a time.
$30 million is very expensive for any aircraft. However, it's actually the most cost-effective aerial firefighting asset.
Super Scoopers revolutionized aerial firefighting, and Insider got an up-close look with Bridger Aerospace to see how this aircraft is tailor-made to fight fires. Airplanes have been used to fight wildfires for almost 100 years, but early attempts weren't nearly as effective.
In the 50s and 60s, almost all the aircraft used to fight fires were retired or salvaged World War II aircraft. Tanks were strapped to the middle, and they were used in a very haphazard, provisional manner.
Some of these makeshift firefighting planes were only able to drop 150 to 200 gallons of water at a time.
Not really effective in today's world, but at the time it's the best they could do.
Canadair was contracted to design a plane specifically to fight fires.
So they designed the grandfather of this airplane, the CL-215, looked very similar,
which Viking Air Limited modernized in 2020, retrofitting the CL-215 with a new avionics system, turbine engines, and more.
It was taken down to its bones and created essentially a new airplane.
Weighing in at 30,000 pounds, the CL-415 EAF is 30 feet tall and has a 93-foot wingspan, just 24 feet shy of a Boeing 737's wingspan.
When you're up close to it, you really appreciate just the massive size of it.
But despite its size, the aircraft was engineered to fly like a much smaller plane.
When you look at them, they don't necessarily look like they'd be an aerobatic or stunt plane.
We're taking a plane almost the size of a C-130. We're flying into extremely narrow canyons, very low altitude, banking high G turns at a high rate of turn. Flying an aircraft this big, that low, and that dangerous of an environment is very rare.
The Scooper is so nimble because of its flight control surfaces. This is crucial for the Scooper. It needs to slow down to 90 knots, or just over 100 miles per hour, to perform a scoop. That's almost half the aircraft's standard cruising speed.
Once you've identified your scoop site and you're coming in, you go through your pre-pickup checklist. One of those items is probes down.
Probes are down.
The way the aircraft picks up water is it does not stop or suck it up. There's no vacuum. It scoops it, and it scoops it through what you see here. 2 probes on either side of the keel of the aircraft, about the size of your hands put together. And as soon as you hit the water, they catch. You can feel that in the cockpit. You got to be ready for that catch with the yoke.
Right there, get ready to add some power. Now. Oh.
And the water begins filling almost immediately.
It takes the Scooper 12 seconds to fill its tanks with 1,400 gallons of water, during which time the pilot has to maintain the plane's speed and direction.
Once the aircraft is full and the tanks are full, you retract the probes. There is a noticeable surge in the aircraft when those probes go up, get the aircraft back up to speed, and take off.
Now 11,000 pounds heavier, the aircraft relies on its design to ascend from the surface.
If you look at the wing, you can see it has a very large curvature to it. That's called camber, which creates an enormous amount of lift.